draft. So that was the free agency phase, and it did take a long time. Wasn't all that eventful, but you know how we got to be thorough in this. And I think that we at least got some guys who can make a difference this year and be at least pretty good role players like Andre Ellington. And maybe J.C. Treader plays a major role for us. That's a great possibility considering how our guards have declined. So it's time for us to move on to the draft, everybody. It's what we all wait for in these off-season streams. It is the main event of the off-season and the best chance for us to make this team better. Not free agency. It is right here in the draft. And it's time to begin. Start drafting. Here we go. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock. They finished last in the NFL with, I believe, 2-14 record. And it's time to see who the Cleveland Browns are selecting to help save the franchise. Will they take another quarterback so that guy's jersey is now turning into like a wedding dress? It's so long. All right. Oh, they took a receiver. Okay. Groves. Never mind. The draft is underway and a receiver goes number 1. Now we have the Chicago Bears and they take the top quarterback to replace Jay Cutler. Next up we have the Houston Texans and they take Cersei, the cornerback. I believe the first names will scroll through the bottom ticker, if I remember correctly. Oh, by the way, where do we pick? The Chargers pick at 18 where I thought we would. We have a pick in every round but 2 in the 6th. The Eagles take another cornerback. We have 3 cornerbacks off the board. Wow. That's going to suck to try and address. Alrighty, there goes Ledford to San Fran. I'm glad he's not in our division at least. Another cornerback. The Saints. They take Mallard, and I liked Mallard a lot. I wrote him down and everything. Left tackle to the Titans, although they have Lawan and Conklin. An outside pass rusher here to the Falcons. Now it is the Jets who take a quarterback. We have a defensive tackle going to the Ravens. Right end to the Washington Redskins. Another pass rusher to Denver. We'll have to take a look at him. They lost Shaq Barrett. That looks to be his replacement. Kansas City gets the defensive lineman. A left tackle here, Mac Best. I remember that one. Goes to Pittsburgh. He wasn't bad. And Cleveland takes a defensive lineman. So, here are the San Diego Chargers after year 1. We're set to make the first pick in the series. I'm not sure if we have a Nate Bell type of pick to make here. But let's take a look at our trade offers now. As, remember, we're in the 2017 draft. And is anybody offering us anything worthwhile? Washington wants to give us their 3rd to come up from 45. That's a long way to fall. That's definitely going to cost you a blue chip prospect if you try that. I don't see a good option here for trading, guys, which means it's time to make the first pick of the series. Alrighty. Got to make this count now. Feeling the pressure a little bit here. Let's go to the watch list. Reggie Shepard is an option. Who else in the first round? Well, when you compare, like, I want to take the best player available. And Reggie Shepard is going to be in that race. I think that Gant Suggs could be in that race. But, you know, Shepard at 6'6", 236, he ran a 4.48. He can jump out of the stadium, which we need a new one, by the way. Reggie Shepard from USC. Let's go! And he is a 78 overall with 90 speed, 83 route running, 85 catching, 97 jumping, 86 spec catch, and 84 catch in traffic. I am very happy. Superstar development. There we go. The first pick in the Chargers franchise is Reggie Shepard. Writing that down. Reggie Shepard. 78 overall wide receiver with superstar development. Can he be the next Calvin Johnson? We'll find out. Take a closer look at his skills here. He fights for yardage. I like that. He's got 91 agility for that size. My goodness. I'm so happy with that pick. Oh my goodness. And I want to see now what Gant Suggs turns into because he was the other option. And I honestly preferred Suggs until we got the combine numbers. So Reggie Shepard. And the cornerbacks just keep coming off the list. Okay, Gant Suggs to Miami. I'm going to keep a list here of players to check. Gant Suggs. Receiver. MIA. Detroit takes a defensive tackle. The Raiders take a defensive tackle. The Cowboys take a quarterback. It's not Dak Prescott's world, guys. A safety to Tennessee. The Jaguars take Deion Cartwright. The Packers take Orchard. Panthers take Macklin. And the Super Bowl champion Patriots take a defensive lineman. Don't forget to save. I will save right now, guys. Locking in this right here. Man, I'm so happy Reggie Shepard is as good as we hoped he would be. That is awesome. So now, guys, we're talking about Keenan Allen and Reggie Shepard on the outside. Travis Benjamin in the slot. That sounds pretty nasty. Whoops. What happened here? I don't want to look at my board that bad. Browns made a pick, though. They took another left end. Or another defensive end here. Kadir Dockett to the Bears. A cornerback to Minnesota. Another receiver going off the board here. Zach LaVine to the Rams. I want to see Zach LaVine. Middle linebacker, LA. Skip ahead to the Jets. Take a quarterback. We're sitting now at pick 50. Just waiting to put someone on the board next to Reggie Shepard. Juravicious. And here we go, guys. Pick 50. What are the trade options here? A 3-4-5 from Chicago. A future 5 in there. So it'd be gaining a 4th. To drop 16 spots, basically. A 4th and a 5th. Now there are some options here for some future 2s, which are intriguing. But I definitely want to use, I want to make some key picks right now. The Jets have taken 2 quarterbacks. Hey, they got 2 swings at it. Why not? So what do you guys think here with these offers? We have the Seattle offer. I think I liked... Which one was it the most? We're falling from 50, remember? So to go 16 spots down to 66 and to get an extra 4th. I kind of like that move from Chicago. So who would anybody else give us a better option than that? Well, Seattle's saying we could drop down 9 and get a future 3 and a 6. Let's see who is on our board that we want to take right now if it was time to make a player decision. The Seattle offer I kind of like a lot. So if we go to the watch list again, we could go get... Well, receiver's not now going to be on my radar. Jarrett Lipinski probably isn't a good enough value in this spot, nor is any offensive lineman that I've seen. So we have Lindsey Roy, and I don't think that he'd be a good value in this spot. Donald Henson, probably not in this spot either. So, anybody here that we graded as a 2? I'm not seeing that. So I think that trading down here in the second is probably our best option. I want to see how we're looking at middle linebacker. Wow, my watch list is already that far destroyed at middle linebacker. Are you kidding me? Those guys went fast. And Henson is projected to go low, or we're having him graded as a 4th, and Oman as a undrafted talent, so you can't reach in this spot. I feel like Seattle, a lot of you are saying Rich. Rich in this spot? That's intriguing. I didn't put him on the watch list, did I? I think I messed up there. Abraham Rich, who's a 3rd round prospect. And we know that he's fast, good carrying, really good juke, good vision. He's going to be agile with the 3-cone and shuttle in those areas. One cut back here from Nebraska. A lot of you are saying Rich. And Rich is the top-rated halfback available. That could potentially be a big boost to the offense, although we wouldn't have a power back unless I kept 4 plus a fullback. Take Rich or you're going to regret it. You have Gordon and Ellington, you don't need him. Might be slow development. There's a lot to think about here with Abraham Rich. All I know is that if his calling card is just like speed and carrying and agility, he's basically Melvin Gordon with better carrying. Now we could trade back here with Seattle. And what would we gain from the Seattle trade? We would get to pick in 9 picks, get a future 3, and a 6. Now, we can't fill all our needs this season, so to get that future 3 is something I'd really like to do. The Chicago pick would give us, we wouldn't be picking then until the 3rd round. So I gotta take the future 3 here. I have to. We're gonna have holes to fix in the future. And we'll see if Rich is still there. Seattle takes Ackerman. Buffalo takes Lipinski. The Cardinals take Hardison. Again, we're at 59. Giants take McNair. The Bengals take Henson. The Dolphins take Farrell. Detroit takes Carter. The Raiders take Oman, who's projected to, who we had him as an undrafted prospect. And the Cowboys take Thorpe, a corner. So we just got that 3 for next year. That was big for us. Nobody I was looking at went off the board there. And now I'm getting praised for the trade. Thank you. Doing my best here. It was a risky move. Especially if we want to bring in Rich, who wouldn't be a huge need for us. It'd be a really fun pick, probably. Abraham Rich. So let's go to our watch list here. And, whoops, that's only running backs. All right. Leonard Howell. Keelan Spate. Abraham Rich. Gabriel Waller. There's Sheldon Ladler. They're the power back. Yeah, Rich could have slow development. He could also come in as a very high overall player, I feel. He's going to have really good speed and carrying and juke. It's going to be a logjam at running back if we made that move. Man, I just wish there was a little bit more value here up high that I wanted. Cesar, Butler, Terrence Hazel actually has some pass blocking. He's a center, though, not a guard. Leonard, Howell, Keelan, Spate. Man, if Spate could just have like a B pass block here, it'd be a really nice move. It's a really tough spot here. Howell, Leonard Howell, another pass rusher in the mix here. Problem is I don't know what his dominant move is or if he has one, so it's a little risky. Does have good block shedding, so he would be nice depth there. At least it's a run stopper. I do think Rich is going to be good, so if I don't go with Rich, I want to make like a really quality move here in the second. Take the quarterback, Sean Lorenzen. I like Urban more. Lindsey Roy, Sean Lorenzen. Man, I was thinking in the second round this was the middle linebacker spot, and my entire watch list has been destroyed from that. So, man, filling middle linebacker now, it might have to be like a Jatavis Brown from the practice squad last year for me. So I know we're taking a lot of time here. Take Ladler, take Howell. Wait on Urban. Take Howell and get Ladler. All right, who's the best available that isn't on my watch list now? We have Rashawn, Jared Eddy. I did not scout him at all. He had positive stuff from the news stories, and Cameron Blanton, the tight end from Miami, runs a 4.49. Man, we do not need tight end, but if you did, my goodness. This guy is a monster. Man, if we had Shepard and Blanton and everybody else we already have, wow, we wouldn't even need a running back. This guy is a beast. Chance Wilhelm, a run blocker. $4.4940. He could play wide receiver. Man, like the best players in this spot are not needs, and that is a really big problem for me. Man. Blanton trade Henry. Rivers is regressing and will retire. Take Lorenzen. Sean Lorenzen with his B mid, B minus short. We don't know what the mid is for Gordon Urban, of course. And Lorenzen, we had him graded lower than what his projected round was, which is a pretty bad sign. Howell is the best player on the board. Leonard Howell, 3-4 pass rusher. We could use more depth in that area. We know he has really good agility and he's going to be fast. Vertical wasn't great. His bench was pretty good. Leonard Howell. Man, this is one of the toughest picks I've ever had to make in a franchise. I wish I would have scouted a Cameron Blanton now, just because like we could use another tight end to replace Gates. And this would be a crazy move. And imagine if we had 2 tight ends who could catch and the 3 receivers. Oh my. It'd be a dream offense. Take a running back. Now the Rich talk is heating up again. Blanton is 23. Lindsey Roy, whoops, he's 23, but I wanted to see Leonard Howell, who is 24. And Rich is 23. This is such a tough decision, guys. Man, I have to make a decision right here. I need to make a choice. We have an opportunity here to take a really good player. And we got to make the right choice. My goodness, this is tough, though. Just agonizing over this decision. I want to put all my watch list here and see them all at the same time. Cameron Blanton, vertical threat from Miami. It'd be a risk not knowing any of his ratings. We don't know if he can catch. And that's a big concern. So then you have Abraham Rich. Speedy running back who won't fumble, or Leonard Howell, who could be another pass rusher for us on defense. Sometime today, please. I know, I'm taking forever on this. We're going defense with Leonard Howell. And he was an okay pick for us. Oh, man, he doesn't have any pass rush ability. I mean, he's not a bad player, but he's not a pass rusher. That is a horrible pass rush combination. Move him to middle linebacker. I don't know what his coverage is. If he all of a sudden can cover, that's like the ultimate swerve here, and he doesn't have good coverage. He would not be a bad inside linebacker. He just doesn't fit the cover spot we want. He'll have a spot to play. He's clutch. So there's that. I'll have to find a home for Howell somewhere. That's going to be one that people aren't going to like for a while, I think. The big reason why I didn't take Abraham Rich there, despite thinking he'd be a really good player, was just because of the logjam it would create at running back. Having Melvin Gordon, who's already fast and agile, and then you have Andre Ellington, who's going to be our Danny Woodhead this year. I want to get power now to complement Melvin Gordon. So I realized that, you know, it could have been interesting to have that running back, but I'm not sure if it would have been smart. How long is that tight end? Okay, there goes Cam Blanton. He's going tight end Chicago. There goes Jared Eddy to the Texans. Can I see my picks all in one spot? When do we pick again? 82? There's a good chance that Howell ends up moving to inside backer now. I'm not convinced Howell's going to be a bad player. And Tennessee takes Abraham Rich. I was thinking about maybe trading up for Rich, but would you think the team with DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry would take him? So we'll see how good he is later, but now we can stop worrying about adding a running back we don't need, at least. And especially if one of these power guys is good and we end up taking him, that's going to help soften the blow there. Third round. I only pause it here because they don't give you enough time. Like, They don't give you how much time NFL teams get. And I'm trying to make the best decisions here. Don't want to rush it. Let's go watch list here in the third round. There's Terrence, Hazel, Cesar, Butler. We haven't added a cornerback yet. He's got B+ man, C+ zone, and C+ press. There's Sheldon Ladler, Jamison Holman. So what does the forecast at cornerback look like? Larry Wilbur. I like that option a lot. Late. So I could get a really good skill here, though, with Butler's man coverage. Because if we had Butler, played him alongside Hayward and Verrett, Hayward has low 80s man. Suddenly, man-to-man is more of a possibility, while Butler still has around the same zone coverage that Brandon Flowers had. And Butler was the fastest cornerback. I'm not sure if you realize this, but I have good luck with fast cornerbacks. I like Butler a lot in this spot. Let me go look again at the watch list. Butler's right here toward the top. We're going to take Cesar Butler. What do we got here? A quick development, 74 overall, 47 rank, took him at 82. I'm happy with that pick. 87 man. That's a big get for us at cornerback, I feel. I'm happy with this selection. Quick development as well, which is going to help raise his zone. And the other traits to take a look at here. Not clutch. That's okay. Can't tackle. He can jump. Alrighty. So we've made 3 picks and still 5 to go. We're going to save here again. So we took the wide receiver Reggie Shepard in the first round. We took Leonard Howell, the outside linebacker, in the second round. And Cesar Butler, the cornerback, in the third round. So we pick again at 114. 114 here. Let me check my draft board quick. I want to see something. I want to go to running back, and now I'm thinking more about the power backs, and there's Sheldon Ladler. I liked him a lot. And then there's also Barry. I still don't know. Got really good bench press, good trucking and stiff arm. I feel like Barry from San Diego State wouldn't have to travel very far. He might be the better player anyway. 6'1", 234 versus 6'2", 234. So Barry's bigger, better trucking. Still has carrying in the 80s. I want to go with Barry as the power back. Let's go back to the watch list now. And so moving ahead, who will the target be? Maybe Roman Burson, although I think his speed was low. Yeah, 4.62. Rashawn Wilkerson was even slower. And if we look at just available in this spot, might be best for us to just stick where we're at and push ahead. Nsekhe? I could probably get behind that pronunciation if that's what you were saying. So let's start skipping ahead. There goes Hazelbach. We're going to resume it. Giants take a left tackle. I wish we could take an offensive lineman. There just aren't enough good ones. And there goes Ladler. You got to be kidding me, Tennessee. Not that I wanted him that bad anymore. But you took Rich, you have DeMarco, you have Derrick Henry. Someone's going to be free. There goes Holman to the Pats. There goes McElroy to the Colts. The Vikings take Marino. We're getting close to our pick at least. 114. There goes Cargyle, McIntyre, Randall, another receiver to the Raiders. We'll take a look at our division foes drafts as well. Trade for Henry. That would be intriguing, but I think the price would be higher than it would be for Nsekhe. So here we go. 4th round now, pick 18. We've gone offense, defense, defense in this draft. And this time around, any guards on my watch list? I'm just curious. To Vadas, Bethl, and no right guards. No left tackles. No centers. 1 right tackle, who I probably wouldn't even draft. We still have a 5, 2 or 3 6s after this, and a 7. Yeah, because I traded Flowers for a 6. Did the Seahawks give us a 6 as well on that trade? So do we have 3 6s still? That's awesome. So I feel like right now we go for the quarterback. You know, he's the 5th best on the board here. We're not picking again until the 5th round. I feel like I just want to not risk it here because it's Gordon, Urban, or nothing. So I think it's time to go for the quarterback at this spot, even if it's earlier than it should be. Gordon, Urban. Let's go. Quick development, 86 short accuracy, 93 speed, 72 medium, 69 deep. So he's a short specialist. Wow. That was unexpected. He's a 70 overall quarterback. Quick development. But that accuracy, it will have a chance to go up. But as far up as it would need to go, that's really concerning. He might be a good backup. You know, we can't expect to get starters in the 4th round. You know, we got lucky with Nataki Mason with the Jaguars franchise. So we didn't just get Nataki 2.0 here. But I think that, would you rather have Geno Smith or Gordon Urban? Because Urban's accuracies can come up. He's going to be on a 4-year cheap contract, has a better arm. So, I mean, it still fills a need. It's just not as big of a thing as it could have been if Rivers retires. So, let's continue. Let me just save quick. So we've gone receiver, linebacker, cornerback, then quarterback. So I think we have a good backup quarterback now, or at least a guy who can throw it short. If the Titans take another running back, I'm going to be so angry, just because I don't like what they've done. Oh, they take a left end. There goes Roman Burson. And there goes Morrell. We liked Morrell a lot, but we got Reggie Shepard. It's okay. If we miss out on the next Vladimir Mims, we're not going to be too sad. So I think we still have 4 picks to make. A 5, 3 6s, and a 7. I'm excited to see what we can do. Let me see my draft board here. I want to see my watch list. There's Rashawn Wilkerson, Keenan McAllister, and there's Barry Nki, who is the 2nd best running back on the board right now, and I really have a high interest in him. This is Denver, though. We're not going to trade with... Well, you can trade picks with your division rivals. It happens. Man, I don't know if I want to risk not getting Nki, though. Man, I don't want to play against him. So I'd be willing to do a manual trade here with a manual trade with Denver. And actually, I've seen some bad trades between division foes. The Lions a few years ago wanted to trade up in the 4th round, and by doing so, they gave the Vikings their future 3rd round pick, and the Lions were so bad it became a top 100 selection to a division rival. So these decisions are made, and that was only a few years ago. Let's see if this is enough value to drop down a few spots. I think the trade was accepted. I didn't want to risk losing him there. So we're going to make our selection, and we're going to get Barry Nki. There we go. What do we got? Normal development, 70 overall, 88 speed, 86 trucking, 81 carrying from San Diego State. Can't be too mad at this one. '70 overall, running back with normal development. On big hits, he covers the ball. I like that. 82 agility still. 61 catching. I think he'll take that Andre Williams role. Kind of a torn opinion on that one in the chat. And now let's continue on. Oh, there goes Rashawn Wilkerson, my favorite strong safety. So let's check on him after we're done here with the draft. Now at pick 150. And we should be pretty busy here in the 6th round. Just continuing on here. 165. We're approaching our selection. Here we go. Picking again. Let me save it here quick. Now we've gone offense with back-to-back selections. Now, if we don't like anything here, we can always trade for a future pick. That's always a good value, because it's 1 round higher than where you're selecting. But here we have a few options. To Vadas, Bethl would be our first offensive lineman taken in the draft. To Vadas, Bethl. I'm not sure what we can expect here, but hey, let's take Bethl. He's a 70 overall. It's a good value. 80 run block, 80 pass, 74 impact. To Vadas, Bethl. We still have 2 6th round picks, and I traded away our 7th. And when do we select again? 178. So 2 more picks, guys. What do we got here? Getting to our selection, and I think we can take the player I want in this spot now. Keenan McAllister has been on my radar. He's got B- finesse moves and should give us another pass rusher off the bench. So here we go. Keenan McAllister, 68 overall. It was a good pick. He is a right end. I'll move to outside backer. And let's get to know him here. 68 block shedding. Looks like he's a 1-move pass rusher, really. A big hitter, too. with 80 hit power, 86 acceleration. Gives us an option there. Well, you guys wanted Wilbur in that spot here. Need to get Wilbur. Well, we pick at 187. Back-to-back Whitfields. There goes a tight end. Raiders take a receiver. And here we go with our final selection in the draft. Larry Wilbur, Charleston Southern. B- man, B- zone. Definitely a good option for us here late. Good agility as well. And Wilbur has superstar development. We almost missed out on that. Oh my. Okay. That's how you end the draft right there. Superstar. 81 man, 81 zone. He's still going to be a project. But a fun one. That was a close one. Okay. 68 tackling. I mean, he's not a bad tackler either. Larry Wilbur. We got some interesting competition here at cornerback now with him and Cesar Butler in the fold. Yes, I got to give this credit to the chat here. Larry Wilbur the chat was telling me to take him with the previous selection. I took Keenan Mallister. Should have taken Wilbur with that first pick, but luckily he was still there. And we're sitting pretty good right now, I feel, with some of these picks. Now, do we address everything? Absolutely not. And there wasn't an opportunity to. But I think that, we stay within our budget in free agency. I think I made some disciplined draft picks. I mean, maybe the second round pick wasn't the best. We'll see how Leonard Howell does. He's going to have a lot of expectations now. But I think that I'm really happy with this draft. We got some really good players. It began with Reggie, Shepard, and you couldn't really get much better than that. Preseason's going to be fun, guys. We're almost done here. Draft nearly complete. So our overalls taken were 78, 77, 74, 70, 70, 70, 68, 76 at the very end with Larry Wilbur. Did I just see the Browns trade up for a punter? My goodness, what's wrong with this franchise? All right, the draft is complete. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're going to check out some ratings now for some players that we didn't draft. So draft recap. They've all signed their contracts. Again, it's Reggie, Shepard, Leonard Howell, Cesar Butler, Gordon Urban, Barry Nki, Vadas, Bethl, Keenan Mallister, and Larry Wilbur. So we're going to be wrapping up the stream here soon, but there are some players here to certainly be excited about. Look at Reggie, Shepard. Leonard Howell, maybe the most controversial pick that was made. Cesar Butler. Now, why don't we check out on some players that we missed out on, like Gant Suggs, who went to the Dolphins. He was only 90 speed? I thought he'd be like a 95 or something like that. So we definitely took the best receiver. Suggs isn't bad, but he's not Reggie Shepard. Then there was Zach Levine, middle linebacker to the Rams. And he was a 79 overall. Don't tell me he can cover because I'm going to get sad. He can't. We're fine. Then there was tight end to Chicago, Cameron Blanton. I really debated taking him. And if we did, we would have had a 76 overall with 88 speed, 83 catching. That Can't block. I hadn't scouted him at all. He has slow development, and I thought it would be too risky to take him that early. Now we still have a good tight end on the roster, so again, didn't have to go there. Tennessee took 2 running backs. I'm not sure what they're going to do with their other 2, but here is the Titans, or here are the Titans. Abraham Rich and Sheldon Ladler were all 79 overalls. Rich, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 91 carrying. He's going to be pretty good. He's already the 30th ranked halfback in the league, it says. Can't really catch. And Sheldon Ladler. And I had him ranked lower than Nsekhe, actually, after seeing the combine numbers, but Ladler comes in really solid with superstar development. So he looks to be a pretty darn good player. What was Rich's development here? Normal. We were worried it could be slow. And instead, our running back here. Still good ratings. Still going to have a pretty good spot, I feel, with his role. Now, one thing I wanted to check here. I want to see everybody's injury rating from what I drafted. Is there anybody that I drafted that is going to be injury prone? Leonard Howell is an 83, and the rest are all mid-80s or higher, so that's good. And our receiver here, Reggie Shepard, comes in at 89. So that was our draft, guys. What did you think of it? Check on the punter. I'm not sure which punter you guys want to see. The ones the Browns traded up for. Here was the Browns draft. They had 2 first-rounders, took a receiver, Malik Groves, and an 81 overall defensive end from Auburn. So, by these overalls, they had a pretty good draft. It was Derek Casper here. This was the punter they took. They traded up for him in the 7th. Let's check on our division rivals now. We're going to go to the Chiefs first. Leland Sharpton, Devin Fox, Sylvester Logan, DeJuan Gaston. Took some low-rated players here. This was their first pick, and their front 7 just got better. That's not good for us. He has quick development. Let's go to the Broncos. They took Clifford Thorpe, an outside linebacker, the Heisman winner, but he's not a good pass rusher. He's a lot like Leonard Howell, but superstar development. They took a center, Charles Juravicius. That's a good center. And finally, the Oakland Raiders. Kashawn Riddle in the first. This was the middle linebacker I waited on because I didn't think his ratings would be good. And he can't cover, I know that. Russell Hanson, I think I had him on my watch list. Alrighty, so what else is there to check here? I'm just seeing if there's any like super standouts like Rayshon Knight. Oh wow, really good block shedding and power moves. That's a nasty pick right there. Lorenzo Mallard, we liked him quite a bit. Not sure if the coverage is going to be good. And it's 73, so Mallard would have been a good pick. High motor, big hitter. I would have liked to get Lorenzo Mallard in that second round. But guess what? He went number 8 overall, so it wasn't happening. Darius Banyard here. B.J. Ackerman. Seahawks going for offensive line in their first 3 selections. Look at the Vikings making solid picks, it looks like. The Bears, though, Josh Rasmussen. They might have found their guy. Goodness. He's got red hair and a brown beard. Josh Rasmussen from Florida State. Check Lorenzen. So the Bears have a good quarterback now, it looks like. Where did Lorenzen head off to? How did Lipinski do? I wanted to see his ratings. What I thought they'd be. Alrighty, I'm looking for Lorenzen. Help me out if you guys remember the team. You guys always have a much better memory than I do, but it's also like 1,300 of you. Gordon Urban. I also want to see that Gerard Eddy quarterback because he was a draft story guy. Another good quarterback here to the Cowboys, Max Byrne from USC. USC have 2 quarterbacks go early? Come on now. Falcons? Okay, we'll get there. And we've arrived. Sean Lorenzen, 74 overall. Yeah, not great. Slow development. I'm glad he didn't end up on our team. Where is Gerard Eddy here? Wow, the Niners waited until here to take a quarterback. And that's what they got. The Giants. Where is Gerard Eddy? Oh, okay. 2 quarterbacks here to the Jets. First up, Reed Berry. Really nice. Really solid. And for Bouloué, another really solid quarterback. They swung twice and may have hit twice. Get to the Texans. Okay. Texans took Gerard Eddy. He's a 74. I almost considered drafting him blind, but I can't take myself to draft a player blind in the first few rounds. It wouldn't have been a bad selection. As a matter of fact, it would have been a better selection than Gordon Urban. The draft is all about hindsight, I guess. But hey, I don't regret our draft. We made some really good picks. I'm pretty happy with it. So we can adjust our roster here and get players situated at their spots. So we have Melvin Gordon, Andre Ellington, Andre Williams, Barry Nki, and Juwan Edwards at power back. Derek Watt. At receiver, it's Keenan Allen, Travis Benjamin, Reggie, Shepard. I cannot wait to see him play. Dontrell Inman, Tyrell Williams, Titus Davis, and Chris Brown. Only 2 tight ends right now. That needs to get to 3, at least for the preseason. I got to figure out where I'm going to put J.C. Treader, because I think I'll have him play some guard and maybe one day move back to center. So if I have him at right guard, then we have Treader here with Fluker. But I think I'd actually move Treader to left guard because Franklin is the weak link. Look at Morrell. Oh, I never checked Morrell's ratings. One sec while I edit a few of these players here. There's still a lot of room to get depth on this team. We didn't fix this team in 1 year. Jatavis Brown, a lot of you talked about him needing more playing time, and you were all right. He is probably our best guy to fit that coverage role with his 73 zone coverage, and I should have played him more. He was on our practice squad. I'm lucky he didn't get scooped up. He's going to be a focus player. He's going to get XP, and I think he's going to have a third down role for us, especially because we didn't acquire a coverage backer. Let's move Jerry Itachu to the other side. Cornerbacks here. I feel like we're a lot stronger now with the additions of Wilbur and Butler. Also giving us a little bit more size than we had before. Safety. Maybe Dexter McCoy will get some looks. A lot of safeties on the roster over here. Oh, we did get David Bruton. I never saw that he signed. We didn't get the notification. Oh, well. And next year, obviously, we already have the 1, 2, 3, Seattle's 3rd, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a solid draft to get the players we did plus a 3rd for next year. I'm going to spend some more time on this screen after the stream here and edit stuff as I need to. There were a couple more players we wanted to look at, and then I will end up ending the live stream. I know you guys would like to see more, but we always kind of go to this point, and then I keep you guys updated as we go, especially with the edited off season that shows you a little bit more, and then the preseason as well, and I also tweet some stuff out. So let's go. Who had Morrell? I'm going to need some help on this one because it might have been to a team where I have to scroll to find him. Malik McNair was another one that I liked. He's a good player. This is a good receiver class. Hoping next year it's a good offensive line class. Bears? There is Sylvester Morrell. Really good player with quick development, and they took him late. So they got a really good quarterback and a really good receiver, and I think they re-signed Alshon. So the Bears are going to be a problem here before too long, I feel. Now, I can't go to like free agency yet to check on the undrafted guys, and I'm not ready to sim past this spot. So we're going to stay right here, and this is where the stream is going to end, everybody. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate everybody showing up today for the Chargers franchise first off season. And I thank you all for supporting the first season of this series. It's been a really good start, I feel. It's been a fast start, and I just want to keep going and get to season 2 as fast as we can. So the edited off season will be coming soon, and we're going to be checking on, or we're going to be getting the rest of this off-season process out quickly with the highlight video and the preseason and getting us into season 2 so we can see just how good these rookies are. I'm excited. Reggie, Shepard especially. Remember Lance Adams back with the Panthers? Well, now with the new catching stuff in Madden, you can really take advantage of really good receivers, and that's what we're going to be able to do with Reggie Shepard. He's going to fill that Malcolm Floyd role and hopefully be, you know, one of the better receivers, hopefully, because I think he has a really high ceiling, and that's not just because he's tall. So without further ado, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to check out the rest of the content here on my channel and my second channel, MrHurriicane LP. I have a lot of fun series going on over there, and that channel has been a lot of fun for a while now. Check out that if you haven't. And follow me on Twitter if you want to know when the next videos are coming out, any streams that are going to happen. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you all again. Have a great night. And a good weekend, too. Or a great weekend.